this game was played back about the time I was getting my master title. It wasn't effective yet. Played this fellow 5 times over the course of about a year. He ran a club down in Orange, California, and I beat him every time. Poor guy didn't even get a draw. This might have been his best shot at a draw or even a win. I don't remember all of the intricacies. It was a very, very tricky game. Uh, I think I made a mistake out of the opening, and we'll try to uncover that. But he had an opportunity to build a fortress in this game, and he didn't. And I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he was short of time. I know the first game I showed, the guy was trying to build a fortress. You could tell by the way he set up his pieces, and he'd even offered me a draw, which I refused. So, anyways, he's playing the Nimzovich Larson opening. And, now hyper-modern style, pressure on the center with the pieces. Okay, this pawn is under attack. So bishop d6, and now f4. And this is where I didn't play this correctly. There's some positions where we can give up this guy, I think. Oops, didn't angle that correctly. And then black gets, counterplay down here. I don't quite remember it all. But I played f6. Now, there are some tricks here. You don't want to check right away, as I recall. Let's see what he did. I think he did it correctly.
Check.
Takes here first. And now I think he took here. He can get away with this. The point being, if I take back with the bishop, he has a check. Let's see what I did. Well, that's what he did, yeah. And I'll see what I did.
Check.
Well, I checked here. And now I go and attack his rook. But now he gets a check. Oh, no, he grabbed that. Okay. I guess I don't remember. I looked at this a few months ago with another student. We covered fortresses. Like I say, there's some crazy tactics in here. We're both going to win. Rook's in the corner.
Check.
There comes the check. And I come over. Very, very double-edged. He protects his knight. And he's gonna win this rook over here. So I'm up. I'm up. We both have 3 pieces. I have an extra rook. I have 5 pawns. He has 7. So if I lose the rook, I'm behind material. And that's what's going to happen. There goes the rook. So now I'm down 2 pawns. So as I said, this was probably his best chance at in the games we played, this was his best chance at a win. I'm not out to prove a win for white. I'm trying to demonstrate the fortress aspect, which comes up a little later. I got 1 pawn back, thanks to a pin. He goes and pins my knight, and there I got my pawns back. But it's still touch and go. So crazy game. I mean, we haven't finished developing our queen sides. Neither of us can castle. Both of us have bishops and queens attacking pin pieces. Kind of a funny situation. What have I got out of this? I got this extra pass pawn here. This will prove in a way to be a deal breaker down the line. Now, what do I do now? Well, I guess, let's see. I'm just looking at this fresh. I guess I could play queen takes and trade off the queens and play the ending. And I'd have an outside pass pawn. I don't think I did that. I probably checked here. Let's see what I did.
Check.
Yeah, I checked. Okay. So, I didn't play this game perfectly. Let's just take a quick look at
Check.
this. All his pawns are on one side of the board, but I have some weak double pawns. I guess I should probably develop my bishop. This comes with tempo. Let's see. maybe d3, and I need to break this pin, and he needs to develop his knight. Let's go here. Now I can't put my rook behind the pawn, but I can't close this. I can't close the this diagonal. So if I want my rook behind the pawn, I probably need to chase his bishop first. And I'm just making random moves. I'm trying to get the rook to h7. Maybe I succeed in doing that. And, you know, none of this was forced, but this kind of gives an idea of what might have happened. And is black winning this? And my answer is no. I'm not winning. And I'm not sure how black can win this. I think even though I have the outside pass pawn, I just don't have any fluidity with my pawns on the queen side. So I'm thinking that this would have been playable, but I saw the check and I gave it.
Check.
Let's see where this goes. Okay. And now I decide I'm going to give up a piece. But I guess maybe I could win it back. I don't know. Let's see. Which he has choice of two pieces here. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised at all if I wasn't losing this. Uh, he took that one. What happens if he takes the other one? Okay. Oh no, I don't have queen f1 check. Do I have a check? I have a pin. Oh, here's what I have. Although it's not immediately clear, you know, that I'm going to get anything, you know, down here. Let's see. He has a check.
Check.
Oh, this is gruesome. No, that would make him do
Check.
this check. And I might have run him out of checks. But I'm down a piece. I have this pinned. I'm threatening queen check here, so let's see. Let's just suppose he plays here. You know, I mean, I have a bishop check here, I suppose.
Check.
This, you know, I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy stuff.
Check.
And here he's running away. I don't know. But I say he took one. I look at what happens if he takes the other. So you know, it wouldn't surprise me at all if I was losing this position. But thankfully he didn't cooperate. So what am I down? I'm down a piece. I do finally have some protection for my king, and I am attempting to get this rook over here and attack his king. So he does this.
Check.
And now I do a little clever move. Not the easiest thing to see. Let's see. It looks like he's forcing a queen trade. So here I am coughing up a piece to continue my attack. Now, if he takes with his king, I have rook check. If he takes with his queen, what do I have? I'm not sure what I have. What did he do? He took with his queen. So I had something in mind. I guess I have this theme again. Could he have done anything else?
Check.
Yeah, he could have come back here. Now f8's covered. No, I can't play queen here. That drops the queen. So this might have been a good move here. Oh no, wait. Oh, look at this. Wow, amazing. The knight can't take it. Oh wait, no, he can take with his queen. What am I thinking?
Check.
Ouch. Okay, I don't have bishop h3, so it's not amazing. Here, I guess I was looking at the fact the queen is pinned laterally. The queen can just take on h3. So he might have been able to play queen f1 here, and let's see. I guess I could take
check,
and play here, but he has that. And I think I'm losing. So, I don't know. But he took, and now I swing over, and now he gave up the queen. But he has a whole lot of stuff for it. Okay, he has a rook and 2 knights for the queen, and we have an equal number of pawns. But the rook and 2 knights that he has in compensation for the queen, none of them are developed. So it's his turn. He needs to save his bishop, and I do have a pass pawn, so I would imagine I probably pushed it. Yep. Okay. And now he's trying to get his development going. He's still pinned on the back rank. Here comes my pawn.
check,
I checked him. Probably checked him again and pushed my pawn.
check,
Yep. No, I didn't push it yet. He tries to get his king out of danger. Now I chase his rook. Get it off the F file. Now
check,
no, still don't push my pawn. That knight's pinned.
check,
I liquidate it. I'm trying to get as much as I can for that pawn. I don't want to just win a piece for it. I want to win his rook, and that's what I'm going to be able to do. Oops. I go too fast. Back 18. Okay. All right. I've got to shrink this. I can see the chat. Is anything happening in the chat? No, nothing's happening in the chat. Okay, I just like that option. So here what I did was, instead of trying to win a piece, I try to win his rook. And that seems to have worked. And
check,
there we have it. So
check,
the question that comes to mind here is, can White set up a fortress? So this is the key we've led up to. Can White set up a fortress? You know, earlier White definitely had winning chances, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he missed 3 or 4 different wins. Okay, I know I misplayed the opening, but had he won the game, you wouldn't have seen this game, because the whole topic is fortress. So notice that I don't have fluidity with my pawns at all. So, you know, let's just imagine that maybe, you know, this bishop can just somehow he can hold my pawns back. Unless I'm able to penetrate with my king, you know, my queen won't do the job by herself. So it's my move. Let's see what I came up with. I come up with an attack, and I think this is where he went wrong. He tried to keep his pawn. Let's see, what did he do? Yeah, I think he needs to give up that pawn, or maybe even try king c3. Now, king c3. What can I attack here? The only thing I can attack. Well, let's see. No. Well, yeah. Let's do this.
check,
Okay. See, here I still have problems with my pawns. I can't do anything with them. White to play could play something like bishop c5, and what's going to happen now? In order for me to attack anything, let's see, I have a check down here. But in order for me to win anything, I'm going to have to bring my king into the game. So let's see. Let's look at a path for the king. I can't go through here, so I got to go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and we got to be careful. If I go here, got to make sure this check isn't a nuisance. But maybe somehow I can finally get my king down here to create some threats. But it's a long way off. It almost looks like I've created an Alfred Hitchcock profile here. Look at that. I look like Alfred Hitchcock. You say, who's Alfred Hitchcock? Well, I guess I'm showing my age. He was a famous director, and he's also noted for having a cameo appearance in just about all of his movies. His last movie was Family Plot. He directed Psycho and The Birds, and they did Anthony Hopkins played Alfred Hitchcock in a movie. It was just called Hitchcock, and he had a TV show, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and they drew a profile. But dang, if that doesn't look like Alfred Hitchcock. This is hysterical. This was not planned. Okay, I couldn't resist throwing that in. Let's have fun. We're studying chess. Let's have some fun. And I got the Alfred Hitchcock position. Okay. Night Fighter, hope you're watching. I know you're a fan of Hitchcock. Want your comment on that? How much does that look like Hitchcock? I mean, we even got his eye between E3 and E4. Oh gosh, too much. But I mean, this gives an idea. It's like I'm going to have my work cut out. White's trying to set up a fortress. So, okay, goodbye, Alfred. All right. So he tried to hold on to everything, and this got him into a little bit of trouble, as we will see, because now I'm able to make some progress. I took C5 from him, and he's trying to create. If he's trying to create counter threats, this is not a position that White should be trying for a win in. And now I've shut his bishop off. So it's going to be harder for White to set up a fortress. Okay, so now I chase the knight, and I'm going to undermine that knight. So this knight gets in trouble, and I think this is where the game ended. See, he's messed this up, and he's now going to lose this knight. Okay. All right. Covered. He has 3 safe squares to put the knight. Okay, let's try G2 first. Well, the problem with G2 is that Queen F2 traps it. See, the knight doesn't have a way out. He only has 4 squares to go to. So we can reject knight G2. So that leaves 2 others. If he goes here, he's on the knight on the rim is dim. I trap it this way. And that left this move. But now I'm going to trap it starting with this move. Okay, if he goes in the corner,
check.
There's a fork and I pick it up, but I don't even need the fork. The knight is trapped. Where else can he go? Well, he can go over here, and now I have my choice of forks. Or I could, I guess in theory, I could just flat out win it here. It's trapped, although maybe he steals a pawn from me. But this should be winning for black. So, kind of remarkable. He tried to hold on to this d pawn. Let's back it up a little bit more. What other alternatives does White have here? Let's see. I was looking at this. Let's see. Let's try this move. Now I take. Now he's not ready for this. But let's play A3. Okay, so the idea that White has is White wants to play this. what do I do here? I'll just pick a move, and now how do I make progress here? See, the purpose of this structure that I've set up for white is to uh, keep black from playing c5. Okay, but it did create a weakness on a4. So can I get anywhere if I get my king to a4? Well, that's a good question. I would be attacking the pawn on a3, and but how do I get my queen to attack that pawn also? Uh, I don't have any way to safely check his king. Uh, I just don't see a way to check his king. So I think white has achieved a fortress here. King c8. He'll just wiggle waggle with his bishop. Okay, I get my king up there. Now this might be risky because I'm starting to make some
Check.
progress. I've driven him away from this pawn. But even here, white may still have a fortress. Uh, I can't use my pawns. Okay. Uh, so I think white has a fortress before that. I think he might even have one here. So, one thing in white's defense, he we were short of time. Let me see if I see the moves. Where would it be? Well, here I just see the moves here. Yeah, I don't really need the game score. They're right here. So the critical point was, let's see. Okay, I played queen. When I played queen e1, this is move 34. We are playing a time control. He's got to make 6 moves, and I imagine that he probably had only about 10 minutes. So it looks to be that d3 is a safe move. The pawns are defended. Okay, uh, but that allows king here. Now the moment he tries d4, now maybe he still has a fortress here too. I mean, he's giving up this pawn, but now the knight can hop to d3. Okay, now d4 is permanently covered. It would seem that white has a fortress here too. So white had the Hitchcock fortress, and the other one I set up, and now this one. So let's try to get the king over to this square to attack this. Let's trace the path. Let's see. Here he comes, and I'm going to do this. Now let's trace the path and see if we get Hitchcock again. No, I guess I have. We don't have a Hitchcock. Okay, but the moment I attack c2, okay, let's see. Now we can run this pawn. Now maybe this pawn is going to get dangerous. See, that pawn looking awful dangerous. Uh-oh. But one idea was that let's assume my queen is here. Forget about this pawn. The defense I was saying was once my queen and king get in one more step, he has the move knight b4, and unless I can zugzwang him, let's go forward. We're not going to queen this pawn just to set this up. Okay, white to play. Yeah, I know he can queen, but we're trying to set something up here. So he's got to wiggle waggle something. What does he have to wiggle waggle? Maybe he didn't have anything to wiggle waggle. I'll try the pawn. No, that took away this square. Okay, so he doesn't have anything to wiggle waggle, but we know that this pawn was there. But you see the idea. Forget with the pawn notwithstand, with forgetting the fact this pawn is here, we just queen here. He can answer with knight b4. And I have a queen check here, but he just puts his king there, and I can't make progress. So it would seem to me that there were a lot of ways to make a fortress, and it didn't occur to him. Okay, so uh, I don't want any of you to be in a situation where you need to create a fortress and it doesn't occur to you. And I have some more examples. Uh, at least one, I think might be two. And I'm going to pause this video and stop recording.